It is one of the most popular and anticipated days of Colts camp, a night practice. It is set to get underway at Grand Park in Westfield in just a few minutes. But will the weather hold out for fans? That is the big question. RTV6's Derek Thomas is live there tonight. And Derek, how's it looking?
Matt, your Indianapolis Colts are geared up, pumped up, and ready to go if the weather cooperates. They won't cancel practice if it's just spotty showers like it is right now. Gates opened here at 5 o'clock and fans made their way to Colt City, an interactive fan zone. It will likely be a popular place for kids and adults to spend time when they aren't watching practice. This is the first year the Colts have held their training camp at Grand Park's Event Center. The facility is owned by the city of Westfield. The Colts are paying $653,000 for the next 10 years to use the complex. Fans like the new digs.
So Colt City, pretty excited about that. A lot of things to do. It's nice to be able to bring the family and have them do a bunch of different things and stuff. I know there was some inflatables and stuff, just things for the kids to do and run around, so that's pretty neat.
You can't believe this facility here. You got to come see it. I mean, it's just outstanding. Everything about it. We just moved up top notch. I mean, the facility is just great.
Yeah, and you can see the fans have come prepared. They have their umbrellas. They're out and ready to do battle if the rain comes. If you're wondering, quarterback Andrew Luck will be under center tonight. Coach Frank Wright said today, in his mind, his quarterback is 100% ready to go. So there should be action here on the field here in Westfield for the first night practice of the season. Live from Westfield, Derek Thomas, RTV6.
Looks like fun, Derek. The Colts get tomorrow off. They will return to the practice field Tuesday. Colts City will be open from 8 to 12 with practice from 9 to 11 a.m. The next night practice is set for Friday from 7 to 9:15. A late-night bus service in Bloomington is getting canceled 9 years after it started running during Indiana University's fall and spring semesters. Bloomington Transit launched the weekend night owl service back in 2009. The buses ran from 11 p.m. to 3:30 a.m., but ridership has fallen sharply. The first year there were more than 40,000 riders. Last year that number down to just 12,000. A heads up for drivers on the east side. Tomorrow, the Indianapolis Department of Public Works is shutting down a small section of Mithofer Road just north of 30th Street. Crews will be working on a culvert near 3115 Mithofer Road for the better part of the week. They'll also be repaving the road and adding on a sidewalk between 30th and 38th Streets. The road is expected to open again by Friday, weather permitting, so you'll still be able to get where you need to go from either north or south of the closed area. The closure is important to note because kids will be going back to school in Warren Township tomorrow. That closure is within the district boundaries. So in addition to the closure, but alert for kids and buses starting tomorrow. New at 6, Alex Kauscher is back home in Indiana and working hard to heal. His mom sending us this video as Alex begins to walk. He is recovering at Rehabilitation Hospital of Indiana. The 18-year-old fell 30 feet while hiking in the French Alps, fracturing 2 vertebrae. The accident left him stranded in a French hospital. He didn't speak the language and could not get the care he needed. Thanks to tens of thousands of dollars in donations, Alex was med-flighted back to the States last week, but the Eagle Scout has a long way to go. He will be at RHI for about a month. Last night, Our Lady of Greenwood School raised nearly $13,000 for Alex at an auction dinner. Big news announced today about a woman who played a major role in the history of Indianapolis and the African-American community here. The story of Madam C.J. Walker is coming to Netflix. The streaming service announcing today actress Octavia Spencer will produce and star in a limited edition series about the woman who made her fortune in hair care products for African Americans at the turn of the 20th century. The 8-episode drama is based on the book On Her Own Ground by Madam Walker's great-great-granddaughter. The project includes basketball star LeBron James as a producer. Madam Walker's real name was Sarah Breedlove. She is regarded as America's first female self-made millionaire. Madam Walker had a thriving business in Indianapolis that included a factory, a salon, a training school. A release date for the series is not yet announced. Still ahead on the news at 6, gunfire at an American Legion post in Indiana. 1 person dead, others hurt. The latest on the investigation. A California wildfire is growing and claiming more lives. The new information just into the RTV6 newsroom. Kyle.
And it's that time of year you would expect temperatures in the mid-80s, even some 90s. Instead, we've got 60s and 70s across central Indiana. We'll talk about that cool into July and the wet weather to go with it. You're watching RTV6 News at 6.
Rallies and checkers, fast foodies know the deal.
From the station working for you, this is RTV6 News at 6.
Welcome back. Police in Fort Wayne say a man was killed, 2 others badly hurt in an overnight shooting outside an American Legion post. It happened around 2 this morning, just east of the city's downtown, where officers found 2 men hurt. One of them died at the hospital, while a third man checked into the ER with gunshot wounds. Witnesses tell investigators a fight started inside the American Legion post, then escalating outside after several people had to be kicked out. A large crowd gathering in the parking lot after the shooting, causing police to call in additional officers just to control the scene. Police say investigators have not identified any suspects. A manhunt is underway after 10 people were shot in New Orleans last night. 3 people are dead, 7 others hurt. Officials say 1 victim is in critical condition. Police say the 2 suspects were wearing hoodies, walking up to a crowd and firing multiple rounds indiscriminately. Both shooters escaped. The police chief is calling on witnesses or anyone with information on the shooting to come forward. He's also asking people not to take matters into their own hands. President Trump is threatening to shut down the government if Democrats refuse to vote for his immigration proposals. He made the announcement in a tweet today. Those proposals he's talking about include building a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. The president campaigned on the promise of building a border wall to deter illegal immigration and making Mexico pay for it. Mexico has refused. Tonight, some 12,000 firefighters are working 24-hour shifts, battling deadly California wildfires. The worst of them, the Carr Fire in Northern California. It is growing and has now claimed 6 lives, destroying more than 500 buildings. ABC's Alex Stone has the latest.
As these fires continue their unrelenting roar across California.
I've never seen it like this before. It's just, here we go again.
A state of emergency is in effect in multiple counties. Here in Redding, residents are told to, quote, get out with your life.
You cannot predict where this fire's going next.
In Northern California, the Carr Fire has already torched over 80,000 acres, taking down at least 500 structures and putting almost 5,000 more at risk. Thousands of firefighters are working around the clock, but the fire keeps growing, forcing more mandatory evacuations.
It was really close. I don't know if my house is there.
Some families losing everything. At Mercy Medical Center, Dr. Ed Zawada learned his home was destroyed and came right back to work.
We lost stuff. Well, it's not so much. We still have our health, and other people here don't.
These 3 firefighters at the end of an exhausting 60-hour shift decided to go shopping, stocking their truck with toys.
Kids started coming back to their homes, and it was all burnt and stuff. We gave them some stickers, but we didn't have any like teddy bears and stuff.
Another spotting this golden retriever on the top of a car, her fur singed and paws badly burned. He carries her to the fire engine, later reuniting her with her family. And just to show you the complete devastation in these neighborhoods, home after home gone like this one. A newer model truck right here, tires completely melted, the inside gone, the home next to it, nothing recognizable, except maybe the water heater. Well, might have been a gun locker or refrigerator back there. Alex Stone, ABC News, outside of Redding, California.
And really hard to overstate the destruction, the devastation there. Dryness is really the problem there in California. Opposite situation in central Indiana.
Yeah, we've had a pretty dry month. The yards are starting to get quite dry out there, but just in time. We've got some rain on radar, and you've probably been looking at the skies and thinking, hey, when is it going to rain? Because you haven't had any at your house just yet. Well, it is going to start to increase in its coverage here, but what we have so far is pretty light. We've had a couple of isolated showers out ahead of that main line there. You can see near and south and east of Martinsville. A couple more showers that have popped up in northern parts of Rush County. We see some more steady but light rain from Kokomo along 31 there, stretching through Tipton. And as we get back to the south and west a little bit, some light rain Crawfordsville into Frankfort, and that extends around Brazil and along I-70 for you. All of this will continue to work its way to the east, but as far as timing it out is a little bit difficult because it continues to run into some of that dry air we have had in place for much of the day. 71 degrees right now in downtown and Bloomington, but a cool 66 degrees for you in Kokomo. We won't move a whole lot tonight, down to 64 as we keep that blanket of cloud cover, and I think we will have some more rain. Even may hear a few rumbles of thunder, but don't have to worry about severe weather for us tonight. You can see that rain kind of overspreading the area as we go through the day on Monday. Could have some heavy downpours. I also think we're going to have quite a bit of dry time here as we go through the day as well with those clouds in place. Southeast part of the state, that's where we've got that marginal or very isolated threat Monday afternoon, where we could see some of those stronger storms, mainly with some gusty winds. And this is the area around Bloomington, Columbus. It may not see as much rain and a little more sunshine throughout the day tomorrow, but with all the cloud cover we're going to have and the rainfall around, temperatures again expected day where we will be into the 70s Monday afternoon. Let's fast forward to Tuesday. This is going into the overnight, Monday night into Tuesday, and I think that's where we could see some of the heaviest rain that comes down, and that will have an impact on your Tuesday morning commute. And of course, that's going to be spiraling through and keep those temperatures in the 70s for at least one more day here before we start to see that swinging through. Between now and Wednesday evening, we could see widespread 1 to 2 inches of rainfall here. So just in time for the end of the month of July, we may kind of even things out because our rainfall deficit is around 2.5 inches. 7-day planning forecast for you, and there you see the next few days are going to be a little bit soggy for us with those highs in the mid to upper 70s.